Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully, this is another exciting opportunity to watch something other than the world coming to an end. So today we're working on the MG. We're going to work on one particular detail, which is the exhaust. I'll show you some reference material on that. And hopefully we'll get it pretty mocked up today. We'll be using cardboard and hot glue to get the shape right. And then when I get the exhaust tape in, I was hoping to show up today. Didn't make it. So I was getting the exhaust tape to wrap it up so it looks like an exhaust system. So we'll go from there, but let's talk about what I'm actually building. So I'm going to switch over to this real quick and then over to that. So this is a 1930s MG Midget, and this was set up for rally. So you have the cover over the passenger side. The exhaust doesn't go down and tiny through the back. They have enlarged it, and they have the muffler. I'm going to zoom in right here. And it comes off the side of the bonnet. And then you have a union right here. And then you have the muffler. And then it comes down, and then it goes up and over the fender. Now, on my CycleKart, the wheel sits further from the body than this, but we will still simulate this bend, okay? And we're going to mock up this box out of cardboard today. That way, everything will be kind of made, and then this bend will be hid behind exhaust tape. But today, I'm just going to kind of package it up with Gorilla tape or duct tape. And then, if we get some time, I'm going to try to build this cool tail for the exhaust. But today's primary goal is this S and the muffler box. Let's head outside and take a look at what we got going on the car. Okay. So what I have here is just, I ordered some stuff to make master car, and they sent this in 2-inch cardboard. I could use some 2-inch PVC. I have some sitting over there. I have this, and I figured I'm going to use it. The idea is it's going to sit just right about here, and then here's where it will kind of act like it's going into where the engine would be, and it's going to come, and then right back here, so right behind your shoulder or your back, is where it's going to bend up, and then about level with the wheel, it'll come back, and then it'll end right here with that cool little shark fin exhaust piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a Sharpie, which I forgot to grab, so let me grab that real quick. There we go. I'm going to make some quick visual measurements. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at where it sits to the front. So this is where it would go in. Okay. And what I might do is do a little bend up and in, just so it doesn't look so off, but because of how it's positioned. And then over here, like I said, it's going to come up behind the tire. Now on the real car, it came in front of the tire, but because you're sitting behind it, it's going to be a little different. This is where the characteristics of the car are noted and not a scaled model. All right, so I'm going to go, the bend's going to start there. Okay, so marking that in there real quick. Okay, and then let's go into the shop. Oh wait, really quick before I do that, the muffler, that's where it's going to go up. This goes in the bottom of the muffler. I'm going to put the muffler right here to here. That's just a quick visual measurement, nothing really fancy. And then when I go inside, I'll grab my tape measure and go from there. So let's see what we got. Let's head on into here. All right. So let's look at this. Once again, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I do have the channel open, so that way you can ask any questions, and I'll provide the best feedback I can give you. Sorry, making sure that I could see that come up. So I've got my glue gun ready. I'm going to just set that down, so I'll lock it down, and my pilot strap. So, I guess I'm not answering your questions. All right, so this is the exhaust, about that big, and then there's the bend up. So let's see what I got. So I got 6 5/8. So I'm going to just actually round up to 7 inches. So I'm just going to use this side of the cardboard because this is the side I'll face it. Just kind of sketch out what I want to do. So, we're going 7 inches. And 2 quick marks. Like that. Okay. Actually, one mark. This one. What I'm marking here is I'm going 8 inches because the muffler is tipped. So that means a 1 inch right here. And then this is a 2 inch. So we want to go at least 4 inches. So we're here. So 4 inches. Okay. Now, what I'm drawing is the side of that exhaust. That way I have kind of a quick reference what I'm making here. Just need a straight edge here. So now, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly cut that out. I'm thinking it's going to be too small. So, mostly what I want to do is this line, this is 4 inches. I'm thinking I want it taller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it a little taller, take it out to the car with the pipe and see what it looks like, and then determine if I really want 4 inches. 4 inches literally just puts the pipe in here, or in here, and then out here. But it doesn't allow for that space in the middle. I'm thinking 6, and I probably want to go a little longer than the 7, but this is why we use the cardboard. Now I can mount up with that. All right, so let's head back outside and take a look. All right, so same thing, just sitting. I'm kind of lucky. I'm just putting it on the rear axle in the back and just kind of eyeballing the level. And it would sit like that. It's not even 7, so yeah, I think I'm going to go this long. And I'm going to go about, now I like the height, but I'm going to go as that as the guide point. I gotta double check. I can't remember if it angled this way or that way. So let's go look at the picture real quick. We'll mock up this piece again. So it angles back. Okay. I'll just leave that up so I can see. So it angles like that. So this is the front of the car right here, in the back. So let's take it that way. All right. Oh, look at that. That tight, I mean. That works out. And it's a little thinner. Down to my last sheet of cardboard. I'm going to go pilfer the dumpster again and find somebody that's moved in. So, like this. Gosh, how many edges? Right. So I was just seeing if I can get both outside and inside with the one piece. This is slightly longer, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it out of this one, actually. I know what I'll do. I'm smarter than this cardboard. I am. Yeah. What? This way. Quite warm in the garage. I don't know if you can hear all the stuff in the background. It's various fans running. It's no Texas or Arizona heat, but it is a warm one. Thankfully, as they always say, it's dry heat. All right, so there's one of the, oh, you're over here, one of the exhaust panels. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, which is in this piece of steel. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm looking at is this cardboard, just from the packaging alone, has a slight radius already to it. So I'm not too worried about the bottom because you'll see the top more. So I'm going to make sure that both this one, which has that radius, will be matching, which it won't. So we'll hide that one. So this one will go towards the car. Okay. So, line it up, just take that angle. Now this probably be really easier for plumbing fixtures, plastics, but using the material I haven't, which is to scavenge. Get it right. So there's the two pieces. Now I need this, and we know this is going to come in at the bottom here, and then exit at the top here. So I need to make sure that whatever I put here, this pipe has a 2-inch interior diameter and an exterior of 1 1/4 or 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 to 2 1/2, which leaves an eighth on each side. Probably go with that. Let's see what this one is. That's 4 1/4, all the way down. So you want to take 2 inches off. Piece of steel, 1.5. Gives us 2 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to use this steel for the cardboard. Down. And so I'm hoping everybody's enjoying this, and I hope that everybody's getting ready for the next big race that I'm aware of. Is Huntsville here in Utah. Kelly Woods is putting that on. I am desperately working on getting the Buick Bug ready. The MG's just getting its little details, so I'm not too stressed about it. So, hope you guys will make it. Pandemic and travel restrictions pending. Now, what I have here is I'm just trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to butt that up right there, or if I'm going to go inside. And I think I'm going to go on the inside. So that way we don't see this perforated cardboard right when you walk up. You'll see it on this side. So I'll have to hide that out. Or, yeah, I'll probably just hide it with some tape. All right, so I'm going to get my hot glue gun out. Kelly's favorite tool of choice. I always get it mixed up in my head. It's going this way. So, oh my goodness. I know that muffler, just by basic mufflers, it, I just put that mark in. Let me talk about what I'm trying to do here. On most automobiles, when they bring and build a muffler, they stamp the metal and then bend it around. And so there would be a flange here on the backside. So I'm going to just bring that out. So there's just a tiny little flange there. So I put a mark there so that way I knew how far I was putting the glue. Now this is a hot glue gun. There's also low heat guns. I'm going to have to wait a little bit, and especially since it's about 100 degrees inside my garage. I have to wait a little bit extra. But if I was smart, I should have scored the cardboard before I glued it down. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to score right along here. That way I can bend and then come down. So I'm going to wait for it to hold a little tighter. So I'm just waiting for it to dry out a little bit, cool down. And then I'm going to use square. And when I'm bending the set. So, all right, so I'm going to be bending it. Oh, let's see. I need backlighting. Oh, well, there's a mark there. Trust me, there is. So, removing some of the cardboard. And this edge will be nice flush. Flange is back there. So now I'm going to, I didn't have enough for the other side. Knock that up. I'm going to measure that. Okay, so what I got here is just that. Now I want to show you a little trick. So I got some hot glue gone over the edge. Now this is hot glue. So what you can do is you can take a piece of cardboard that's there, but I'm just out of the habit of grabbing my finger and just going across it. And then what you do is, as soon as that hot glue hits your hand, you spread it. So if you get a little bit of the glue on you, by spreading it out, you will enlarge its surface area, which then will cool it faster. And then I'm able to pull the glue, so that way we don't get globs of it around the top. That's looking good. So once again, it's sitting like that. Sweet. All right, so now I'm going to do this edge right here, and I'm going to, once again, I want to make it so it has a little flange flap right here. So now I'm going to work on that. So once again, I'm going to grab my straight edge. That time, well, we're good today at time. And I'm going to just make a mark here so that way I know where it is. And then I need to take away for that flange roughly a thin piece of cardboard. Here's a thin piece from another project. I'm going to just set that in there and transfer the mark to the other side. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and cut this backing out of the cardboard. This is 2 layers of cardboard. So. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead and pull this in. And unfortunately, the piece I grabbed wasn't long enough, but that's okay. I can hide that in. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue on that spot. And bend it in, hold. There we go. So I don't know if you saw me do that little quick trick there. Whoops. It's a piece of cardboard. I have to put some on the inside. Trying to force itself back out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some glue down inside this crevice to help hold it in place, and then along the edge that I glued. My finger's too fast, so I'm just going to use a scrap. All right, so let's take this outside and just kind of hold it up and see where we're at and go from there. So take the exhaust pipe. So I'm going to stretch it across so it kind of sits level like that. This would sit, I don't know if you can see between the bars, this would sit right here, and then the pipe would actually then come up, which I needed to come in there. So this will work out. So let's see, where's my marks? I wanted that about there, that there. Oh yeah, that's going to look good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the tube so that way this excess will be out of the way, and then I can figure out how I'm going to mount the tube to the cardboard. So let's head back into the garage. All right, got all my little pieces of cardboard kind of out of the area. All right, so on this one, this will be kind of tricky. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I saw somebody else do it, and I thought it was a clever little trick. It's between big things. I'm going to do what's called an Instagram boost. Let's take a picture. And another picture. There we go. Okay. Selfish moments. So we need to cut this hardened cardboard tube. Let's break out the big saw. So over here on my tool section, on my big tools, well, I think that's excessive for what I need to do. And I just need to drill in where my drill is. That has the battery. All right. What did that back? Oh, there it is. Okay. Move gun down and go back there. So cutting my table. So okay, there we go. Okay, so almost got it all the way through. There we go. Out the squares. So now I have my exhaust. I have my muffler, and we need to match them up. So I think what I'm gonna do, I need that saw again. I'm going to cut a hole in here so that way I can slide the pipe inside. So no, this isn't the best because I'm going to go oval. So I'm going to start out here. It's still going to be a circle. Actually, no, I do not the same. I'll just place that collar here. That way it's easy to hold. So I wanted to keep going on that. So there we go. There's the circle. So I'm going to have to cut that out with my knife without pulling my finger. Thankfully, I got an edge right here. Actually, I'll just use my lap. Cardboard original enough. So that blade has gotten dull. And this is what I do. I've already flipped it a few times. Start throwing it on the ground. My kids empty the trash. So what I do is I take some tape, cover up the cutting edge. Also a habit I do with my students at school. That way when we throw razor blades away, students throw out the trash. And this way it doesn't go through the bag. So there we go. Grab a new blade. Oh, much better. Excitement, right? Just seeing, kind of like watching NASCAR, just waiting for the crash to happen. There's scouters out there. I haven't lost my tokenship yet. Hopefully you guys aren't sitting that close to the TV. Almost do. Taking a little bit of time. Happy little circle here. Happy little type thing. Oh, there we go. So I can almost guarantee it's not going to fit in yet. Oh my gosh, it did. Look at that. So there she is. So just going to go a little bit so that way I have a spot because I want to be able to take it off. So what I'm going to do is, so it's not quite. There's a little bit on the bottom. Just let's do it up here. Not a secret. I'll cut in front of everybody. Okay, so what I did was because this flange, the cardboard, I cut straight. I needed a flange on it, so I did the bottom. Now I got to do the top side. You can even see it because there's a lip that was developed around the cardboard. So, whoops, come on. All right, let's just double check if there's any questions. I don't watch it very often. Sorry. Oh yeah, that's pretty. So, what we got right there? There it is. So, what I'm going to do, so I can finish wrapping it before we go to the next step, is I'm going to do the bottom. So I thought I saw another piece of cardboard. Nope, that was the same thickness for what we needed. Because that was the original. Handle with care. I should make sure that's visible. Handle with care. All right, that is not the same thickness. I use that as my guiding ruler. The rest, I'm going to check all my measurements because I was just tracing lines. If I remember right, that was supposed to be 2 3/4. It is 2 3/4. Okay, and roughly I need 7, we'll say 9 inches. We'll go from there. I'm going to make it 10 here. At least put it off. I am adding cardboard right now. Got mark. Piece of steel. Measurements. Recorded. Okay. There we go. So this is been a cardboard, so I have to space it a little differently. Now this is at the bottom, so I'm not too worried. This being at the bottom, I'm not too worried about the fascia and the flange. So I'm just going to make a quick mark. And I'll try to use those at 90. It's a button. That should go over. I have it marked. Now I'm using the factory edge, and the line should stay. Well, we're getting back off the floor, and let's go ahead and. That's the one thing I don't like about this one hot food is this foot. I should build a rest like for my MIG welder. Oh, that's in there. I'll put that right to that edge. A little bit, this a bit. All right, now I'm just waiting for the glue to dry. Like I was saying, this cardboard is slightly thinner than the first wrap around. Just fine, because this is where it goes in, and then it comes out up here. So I will do that in a minute. I'm just waiting for the. Okay, close up. Let's see if I can hold that there. Hmm? Almost enough without using. I've thought about PVC pipe. I have a lot of 2-inch conduit because I ran a bunch of it to my shed out back, and I was like, oh, I could do that. But the hard part, and the reason why I could do it, is you pack it with sand, and then you hit it with a heat gun, and that way you can make that bend. Because if you don't put the sand in it, and you try to make the bend, it will actually soften the middle. Used to do this to make snowshoes with the Scouts, and it worked really well. But I don't know. I guess I'm on a cardboard kick right now. So, and I didn't know what I could do. So I guess I could put the PVC into cardboard for this part of the muffler. So. That's what I forgot to mention. It's called Woohoo! Right. Although we're talking about paint, I went to my Home Depot the other day to get some black primer uh, for the Buick Bug, and they were out. They were out of almost all but the ugly paints. That was all that was left was the pastels, the Easter colors, as I call it. Although I tease my wife because I'm like, I only know of the 6 colors, the original ones in the coloring box, Anything beyond that, I don't know it. So, our wedding color was periwinkle. I was like, oh, blue and white. And she goes, no, it's periwinkle and white. I'm like, okay. Smile and nod. All right, there we go. So, other than, oh, that's not it. There it is. This cover right here. And I'm not wanting to put that cover on quite yet, not until hot glue. Until I got the this all done. So that way I know I can secure it quickly. What I'll probably do is put a what will look like a bolt right there that will just go through like glue in a fastener. That way it just threads through and a bolt will go through and it will go through the pipe. It'll just hold it. It's not, and once again, it's not structured. So it sits like that against the car. It'll be all painted as was recommended. So, all right, let's go outside and take a look at it. Oh yeah, I like that. So now, funny enough, I've hooked it up, and it was here. I put it there, and I like it there. So my mark for the bend is now in a new spot. So I need to grab a pen. Grab a pen. I don't have my normal work shirt on, or I'd have it with me. All right, sitting there. Well, you know what I need to do. This there pipe comes out in right there. So there, there. Okay. So then I'm going to mark. So I'm going to mark the where it sits on the inside. So that way I know where it goes. Oh, this is going to look great. My other one, I don't know how many of you guys that watched this that have been was at Titan. I was finishing the Buick Bug literally the night before we drove out. And so the Buick Bug has a radiator on the top. I mentioned that before. And so I found low voltage conduit, and so it's crinkly, so that way I can bend. But it comes in blue. Well, I didn't even have time to paint it. I literally just hung it across the top, and so my car was painted red with this blue ugliness on the top. That car had some issues, and hence why it was being rebuilt from ground up. Still have the original one though. Might bring it back. All right, so set the muffler off. So now, what we have here, there's the original bend line, and then I moved it back here. I'm kind of curious. So that means the the muffler box moved forward about 6 inches. So what I want to do is I want to take, I'm not even sure, because I want it to bend up. I don't want it to kink up, like a 45. I want it to roll up, and I'm not quite sure. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Zaza, and I'm going to cut 3/4 of the way. Now this all gets hidden behind exhaust tape, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like. So I'm going to go from about 2 inches before and 2 inches after, and so I want it to go up. So I want to cut, if I cut the inside, I have to make lots of cuts. If I cut the outside, I can make them spaced apart a little more, but it's a little chunkier looking. So I'm going to go from the inside. So, put my that down. And what I'm going to do is I have these strips, which are all 1 inch. I have a piece of 1 inch steel that I was cutting strips from, and I'll show you that later on what I'm working on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut or make lines at 1 inch increments. So to make this easy, I'm going to furl this piece of cardboard over them. And actually, I'm going to put a piece of tape on it too. Oh, here's another trick I'm going to show you. So this is a roll of Gorilla Tape, another form of duct tape. This is a trick I learned when I did theater design for a little while. That was a lot of fun, by the way. Is you start with one piece that's smaller and then a piece that's bigger. And then all you need is, so if you need a center piece, you have this. And it works a lot better on what's called gaff tape, which is a cloth. I wish I had some, but not for the price. And so this way I have two sizes of the same tape right on one roll. And I have, a full roll somewhere else, but I've always needed a small piece. So this way I'm not peel a big piece and then split it in half. It's all split for me. So take my cardboard ring. It's 1 inch all the way around. Take that together, not tightly. So now I can do this, and I'm going 2 inches in front. So there's 1 inch forward. An inch there. Then I'll cut this one. It might be off. Once again, I'm not making a scale model. I'm making a character of the car. It's a fun hobby. All right. Okay, so now I got those bends a little off. I'll get it hidden away. And time to get the tape or the gun again. So, actually, I think I'm gonna move. I got a garbage can I'm trying to work off of. Not the best idea. It wiggles. Okay. I might need to hold that. Thanks. Come on. Yeah. Looks like I'm doing surgery with a pocket knife. All right, let's moment of truth. That one needs to be cut more. They all need to be cut a little more. I think we have a handsaw. I think we have a handsaw. That poor table. All right, let's see here. Oh, but I did not happening. Okay, what I'm gonna do. What happened is this one's bending the most. I'm just using this piece of carpentry square to break it over a little more. Come on. Like I said, it's all getting hid by tape. So, any other questions? All right, I'm going to now take it outside. Let's go see what it looks like outside. It looks like that. And yeah, I got the curve I need. So I'm going to wrap it with Gorilla Tape. Yeah. All right, so now I'm just looking at the bend on the table. And then I'm like, okay. And I need to go up from the bend. Actually, I should do this measurement out there so that way I know. So let's back outside. Yeah, lucky hands. Oh, I'm not lucky. Whoa! All right, so that starts out at top of 2, and I want it to come up to 8. Okay, now we'll go inside. So that's 6 inches for the next bend. Okay. So once again, I'm going to take some of my longer strips and once again, this is all getting wrapped with exhaust tape. I'm not worried about how pretty it looks under here. Yeah. Whoa, we're doing a long night. We gotta get moving here. That's all right. I'm almost to a point where I wanted to be with, so get the 2 bends done. Last time it was a quick 20-minute one. This one we're going for the whole hour. But hey, you really want to watch the news? I know Cincinnati does it. We had a long talk the other day. Okay, so I'm going to go back outside, just check, make sure that my bend looks good. So it's going just like that. That's sitting there. So now, right there at that label, it goes back the other way. So I need my board here. Slide that over. And fuel and Sharpie. All right, so This is the center of the bend. Now this is where I have to be tricky because this one, I didn't matter where I put. Actually, you know what, I want to hold this up a little better. Once I wrap it, it will secure to the car with it. All right, there we go. That way it kind of holds up in just a little bit, not the best. There's the main, but I got to make sure that I cut not this way because then it will want to curve this way. So when I use the tubing bender for metal, you put a level on here and then you can make the bend and it holds it in place. So what I'll do is I'll actually make a center line and a cut line. Do this way. Almost done. This way. Okay, now I'm going to set up a center line. So I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to look at this and go, okay, where's center? I'm just doing this by eye. I could get some levels out. You know, I could hold that up. It's not a 45, you can see. So I'm just going to set that there real quick, and I'm going to go right here, and I'm just going to eyeball center line. I don't know, sticky, it doesn't want to take it in. Okay, so now, make that cut. Triangle. So now I'm going to do is just make a flat line here on how deep I want to make those cuts. The other side. Once again, thanks for joining me. No, these aren't polished videos. These are just live videos. So that way, if you have questions, you can ask them right now. If so, and if you haven't, please subscribe and like the video. It helps me out, helps out my school, because this is part of my schooling that I'm doing with my students. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go see if I can try the hacksaw. I don't have all that bouncing around from the jigsaw, or the Zaza. A smaller blade maybe would help. What is this thing? That is toothy. These are big tools. I don't have little tools. Circular saw. That might work better. Sorry, I'm not thinking out loud. This won't bounce around. I think this might actually work better. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do, go ahead on the side. I'm going to set the blade height. That way I can make one pass. Yeah, before I do that, let's be smart. Take the battery out. Okay, that's roughly what I need. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to flip it. You can hold this and And that way just a little. There we go. Oh, that's fancy. All right, that's probably doing a lot better. And it didn't bounce around all over. All right, so now I'm going to sit there. I'm going to break each of these cardboards. So that way, it's going to go downhill. So maybe I will. This way. Oh, cut. To make those cuts a little deeper. So now you can see this is a tight edge, so I need to break these in the middle. But that cut wasn't that deep, so I'm going to have to go at it just a tiny bit more. This will be a little interesting. So roll the metal out of the way. I have plans to build a workbench. Just other things are coming up. I'm trying to figure out how to teach during this pandemic school start. Oh yeah, that was much better. Look at that. All right, let's take it outside. Let's take a look at that, and we'll go from there. So let's set just like so. There we are. So let's go tape that up, and yeah, let's tape that up. Let's see if we're on 8.5. 8 inches up. I'm trying to do 6. That's okay. Take each one of these ribs. All right, so I have the muffler. I have the muffler right here, and I have my pipe. Let's take it outside and line it up on the car. So there it is, from the muffler, bends back, and then it comes right here, and that's where it has that fishtail or shark fin exhaust piece, which just sits right here, which we ran out of time to make. So I will make that during the week and post pictures. But there it is. So there's today's project. All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. This was a lot of fun to build. I'll put it this way so that way it actually looks good. This is the exhaust for the rally edition of the 1930s MG. Once again, thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. We will be back onto the Buick Bug for next week. Hopefully we'll have the fiberglass on and we'll show you some of those tricks. All right, thank you so much for joining.